Oh, this is horrible. I don't know. I lost it. I lost it. I'm sorry, guys. I lost it. Oh, my goodness. My thing just went bonkers. So I'm hoping to get Melissa back in the viewers. I'm not trying. This is crazy. We were fine, and then I was echoing, and I was trying to fix it. And instead, I lost everything. I lost all my viewers and everyone else, so I apologize for that. I got to make sure I delete the other one. I don't know what happened. I honestly, truly do not know what happened. So I'm hoping to get some people back. Everything else was working just fine. And it just kept. All right. I lost everything. I lost everybody. I don't know what happened. Everything just went crazy on me. Now it's, oh, there we go. It keeps saying trying to connect. It was giving me all this other stuff. It kept, a black screen kept, maybe I'm doing something. A black screen came on and it said restart, start. And I'm like, all I'm doing is putting my phone on this tripod and adjusting it. And I guess I'm hitting a button. So now to get Melissa back. So I don't even know what happened to the other one. I have to go back and delete it because I just like lost everything. So hopefully Melissa gets back on. So this is my every time I do these Facebook Live, there's always an issue. Always. I don't know why. I don't understand why. We do everything right, and for some reason it's still an issue. So, well, guys, whoever's watching, thank you for watching. I'm just waiting for Melissa to get back on. We were on earlier, and my phone just went crazy on me, and I had to. My phone restarted. I don't know what happened. So I'm just waiting for Melissa to get on. I hope she messages me or looks for me again and she gets on so she could start sharing her story. But this is the issue I have. I have to find a better way of doing this. For some reason, I'm the only one that seems to have trouble when I do Facebook Live and when I do these interviews, but everyone else, they do Facebook Live and they don't have an issue. And I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I must be doing something wrong. So I hope Melissa gets on. I don't know where she's at. Oh, let's see if she... And I don't want to mess with none of this because I'm afraid that I'm going to lose it again. All right. So my viewers that are watching, thank you for watching. Just waiting for Melissa. She is a stage 2B lung cancer survivor. She was diagnosed back in 2005. So either she completed 14 years or this year she'll be completing 14 years survivorship. And she found her lung cancer by accident. And so she does a lot of advocacy work, but hers is towards research for lung cancer. So after she was diagnosed and she went through whatever, I think she had surgery. I'll let her share her story. And then after that, she was considered NAD, which is no evidence of disease, for 2 years. And then she had a reoccurrence, and I went to her. Okay. She says she sees me again. Okay. Join. All right, guys. Sorry. I just told her to join. So she's after it came back, she did, of course, traditional chemo, radiation. She says she's trying to get on. Okay, I have my thing. She says she's trying to get on. Let me just tell her, okay. Oh, maybe not. All right, I just told her, okay, because she's trying to get back on. So after she had the reoccurrence, she did, of course, traditional chemo, radiation, targeted therapy, and immunotherapy as well. And then she did a few clinical trials. If I'm not mistaken, she did 6 clinical trials. And then I guess she'll tell us where she's at, because I'm not even sure. Yes, Barbara, it's live. I lost it. I don't know what happened. It just went, everything went black on me. And then I had the screen was like restart like my phone. So either when I took off the headphones and tried to put them back in, it did something. I did something to my phone, and then I lost everything. So I had to get back on. Melissa's trying to get back on, so hopefully she'll get on. And the other live, I probably have to go and delete it. So I'll do that once we're done here. But yeah, I had to do another one. I couldn't go back. Usually it says resume, and I couldn't do that. Girl, I'm telling you, I have... I got confused and sad. I missed you. Oh, I missed you too, honey. Don't get sad. You're going to see me in a couple of weeks. And I know I confused everyone. So everyone's probably looking for it, like, what happened? So I am truly sorry. Really, really sorry. It's just, Barb, I don't know what it is. I have issues when I do this, and I just can't seem to get it right. And when I think I get it right, then we have a darn echo. I just got to make sure Melissa has her headphones on. Maybe that's what it is. But I don't think she was echoing. I was echoing. And I have my headphones on. So I thought that was the issue. Apparently not. So I don't know what the issue is. I just know that I have to find a better way. Unless, oh, I know you do. So do I. So Melissa has to hurry up and get on. What was I going to tell you? Maybe I should do it YouTube and then post it here for everyone to see. I don't know what else to do, because this doesn't seem to be going the way I want it to go. Okay, so I had met Melissa. I met her as well at the Longevity's Hope Summit in D.C. 4 years ago. I think it was 4 years when I first went. I'm pretty sure that's when I met her, or maybe the year after. I don't know. I got to ask her. These girls have better memories than I do. And I met her there at the Hope Summit, just like I met all my lung cancer family. And if I didn't meet them there, I met them at the Chicago Hope Summit, or I met them somewhere else that has to do with lung cancer, of course. But the majority is the Hope Summit. I've been wanting to do the Lung Force one. I think they're all in D.C. right now. Theirs is a little different than Longevity. They go up to the where Congress is at. There she goes. Okay, Melissa. Let me add you. There we go. Okay. It's adding you, sweetheart. Hopefully I'm not echoing. Make sure you have your headphones on. All right, it's adding you. There we go.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, finally. I kept seeing you, but you couldn't see or hear me. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, and I'm not echoing this time. Thank God.
Well, I put my earphones in.
Okay. Okay, good.
I'm so sorry, everybody.
No, honey, you don't have to be sorry. That's fine.
We even practiced this.
I know, right?
Yeah, I know.
Tony,
dummy.
No, it's okay. Tony, someone on here, Tony Park said that we both sound good. Okay, awesome.
Okay, all right. So here I am. Hi, everybody.
Yes. Hi, this is Melissa. So I basically talked a little about you, but I'm gonna say it again now that you're on with me, and then I'm gonna let you take it over. So everyone meet Melissa. She is another lung cancer sister that I met. Melissa, we met 4 years ago at Longevity's Hope Summit, right? When I first went.
Yeah, it's been a few years. I
Yeah,
can't keep track. They all run
I know, me
together.
either.
But it's
She's
been a while.
Yeah. So yeah, it's gonna be 4 years ago. So yeah, so Melissa was diagnosed in 2005, and she was
Yes.
diagnosed with stage 2B. Yes, and hers was an accidental finding.
Yes.
After that, I let her explain about what happened after that. But after she went through whatever she went through, because it was a lot, and I was trying to write fast, she then was considered NED. NED means no evidence of disease. So she was NED for 2 years. After that, she had
Yes.
reoccurrence, and it went to her liver. And then she went to doing chemo and radiation and targeted therapy, immunotherapy, some clinical trials. And so that is what the little bit that she told me. But I'm gonna let her get more in depth of everything that she's gone through. Um, I like to hear about clinical trials because I've never done a clinical trial. I just went from traditional chemo to radiation to targeted therapy. So I like to hear, when others talk about clinical trials. And then she's big in her advocacy. She's really big in research. And then she's going to, and some other stuff, survivor's guilt. We all have that. And so I'm going to let her take it away. And she's just going to share her amazing story with you. So everyone that's watching, please please share this video. Please tag people, invite people to come watch this this Facebook Live with Melissa sharing her amazing story living with lung cancer. Okay, Melissa, take it away, sweetheart.
Okay, well, you did a really good job of kind of summarizing everything.
Yeah, thank
Yeah,
you.
going on 14 years ago, I was told I had 3 to 5 years to live. So there you go. And I did have an upper lobe resection, followed by 6 courses of chemo, and everything was hunky-dory, as Juanita said, until 2 years later it was discovered it had metastasized to my liver, where there were, quote, multiple and numerous lesions. Wow. So there we were. And mind you, this was back in 2008, before all of the specific biomarkers were being tested for. So it just so happened that our media specialist at school had heard a news broadcast which stated that Mass General was looking for relatively young, and I was then, relatively young, otherwise healthy women who never smoked to contact them. So long story short, I contacted them, went through several phone interviews and filled out a ton of paperwork, and I was accepted as a patient at Mass General. And they had my tumor at the time, so that's when I started some clinical trials, because there just was, I was on the traditional chemotherapies, and at that time there was nothing else. Being around for 14 years, I've seen such an explosion of research. It's very gratifying, because the only reason I'm here talking to you today is because of research with the clinical trials. And now I'm on a clinical trial that's specific to my mutation, which is very rare, the RET mutation.
Okay.
So I'm very fortunate in that. Some of the trials were horrid, just horrid as far as side effects. But the one I'm on now isn't as bad. In fact, it's not bad at all. It only causes severe fatigue. And I think we kind of have that under control, because I've been feeling a lot more energetic. And it's working, so far, knock on wood. And the best thing about it's with the Loxo pharmaceutical company. And this is the way it should be for everybody that's on clinical trials. And I'm going to be on some panels this summer, which I'm going to push for this. this clinical trial arranges and pays for my travel and hotel accommodations, and they give me a loaded credit card to use
Mm-hmm.
for cab fare and meals.
Oh, wow, that's awesome.
So that's where I am now. And because I've been around 14 years, word gets out, and there's been articles about me in a lot of different magazines, and I've been in the media, and do peer reviews for grants submitted to the Lung Cancer Research Program through the Department of Defense.
Mm-hmm.
I've been to Capitol Hill a few times
Mm-hmm.
doing that. So I figure I want to give back since I'm still alive. This is where the Survivor's Guild kicks in, because of the fact that I'm still alive,
Mm-hmm.
I just have a desire to really work for awareness and, subject myself to clinical trials. Well, quite frankly, that's all I have left. But I also started a lung cancer support group in my area, and we recently teamed up with Dusty's group, Live Lung,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
so that's going to be a great help to me and everybody else. In fact, Dusty was here a couple weeks ago, and we went and visited with the nurse navigator, and she informed us here in our area there's 5 people a week diagnosed with lung cancer.
Wow.
Uh-huh. How about that?
Wow.
Yep.
That's
Yep.
sad to hear.
I know. It's shocking. So
Yes.
it's shocking. So
And
it's nice to know that we have a group that people can join if they wish.
yes.
Um, and our group actually has a social hour every month too. And actually,
Mm-hmm.
more people come to happy hour than our regular meetings
Because they want to be happy. They don't want to think
because
about lung cancer.
they like to have fun. Yeah, so we do
Yes, of
that.
course. Of course. We're not dead. We're still alive. We want to have fun and enjoy life, and why not?
Exactly. And I've reached that acceptance phase where um I just barely think about it as I go through my day. I mean, I take my medicine or whatever, but initially, like some of the people that may be watching, I was very angry, then I was very upset, and then I was in denial. I went through all that.
Yes.
Because you just do. And
Exactly.
now, 14 years later, you know, I'm the person, my kids don't even worry about me anymore.
Right.
They
That's
think,
amazing.
mom's going to be fine.
Right. That's amazing though. 14 years. That is amazing.
It'll be 14 years in August.
In August, well, congratulations.
Well,
August
thank
what?
you.
I'm curious. August what?
It's the end of August. I think August 28th.
Oh, okay. Because my anniversary is the 24th. My daughter's birthday is the 14th. My brother's is the 16th. And my sister's the 2nd. So I always ask, when in August or when they get diet, if,
Oh,
whatever month it is, and if it's a birthday or something, I always say, when is it? When is it? Because I get like excited. I don't know. I'm weird like that. But August is one of my favorite months. Yeah.
well,
The hot.
I had my surgery in September. I think September 1st.
Okay.
So,
Another four. Yeah. Bobby from over here by me. She says another 14 year. We're getting to be a group. That's right. That's right.
yes. Yes,
Yes.
it's beginning to look like a lot of us deal with this as a chronic illness
Yes.
as opposed
Well,
to a death sentence.
right. Well, do you remember, Melissa? I remember I was at one of the Hope Summit. It wasn't last year. Maybe it was 2 years ago. Can I remember who the doctor was there? There was an oncologist there speaking, and he said that in the next few years, that lung cancer will be a chronic disease where manageable and we could live longer. That it'll be like heart disease and diabetes and stuff like that. Were
Right.
you there? Were you there?
Oh, yes. This will
Okay.
be my like sixth summit coming up,
Okay.
or seventh.
Okay. I
I
don't
think
remember.
was it Dr. Camage or Dr. Flores?
I don't
Uh,
remember.
I think it might have been Dr. Camage.
It was either him or maybe it was Jill's doctor, Dr. Is it Bononi at Rush over here in Chicago?
I
Maybe it
don't
was
know,
him too.
maybe.
Yeah, it was one of them. It was, yeah, I remember that. I remember writing it down
Yeah,
too in my little notebook. Yeah, that's
yeah.
awesome. And that's, yeah. And that's where we're heading. That's why, we do a lot of advocacy work and everyone they pick what they feel comfortable in. Me, I'm kind of like all over the place, but that's because I don't want to lose any more family. I don't want to lose any more. Um, oh, Brooke said it was Camage. Okay,
Yeah, that's
that's
what I
who it
thought.
was. Okay, yeah, okay. Well, I was kind of
Well,
close.
Well, honestly, though, there's so many that guess goes to show there's just so many specialists that come to these
Yes,
conventions. We're
yes,
very fortunate. We get the best of the best there
yes,
speaking to us. So,
yes, we do. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Brooke, you were there? Oh, okay. Well, are you going this year with mom? Let me know. Look for me, Brooke. That's Suzanne Wilson's daughter.
oh,
She's
okay.
Yeah, she's the one that's putting the 2020 lung cancer cruise together for us for next year.
Oh, good. Because yeah,
Yeah, so I'm going. I just I know I have to pay my deposit. I'll pay it later, Brooke. I just got paid. I'll pay it. So yeah, that's you know what, and the idea that other people said, why don't we do something fun instead of just sitting around and I get it. I like to go to the Hope Summit because I get to see you and a lot of my lung cancer brothers and sisters,
yes,
I, and I do. I look forward to it every year, and I do my little fundraiser to raise money so I could go. But yeah, like something fun like a cruise or, maybe in 2021, we don't have to do a cruise. Maybe we could, Brooke is a travel agent. Maybe she could, we could go to a resort or something and, on land. And I just haven't been on a cruise. So I would love to go on a cruise. I love cruises. I just haven't been on it because I'm always traveling, doing something else. But yeah,
hmm
if it works out with the cruise, and then I don't see why we can't do it every year because, I mean, I try not to cry, but I'm always crying, when you lose somebody. And it's like, even though I've known him, I met him and I've known him for a short, 4 years that I've met him since I was diagnosed, it still hurts me to see that we're losing so many, lung cancer brothers and sisters. And we have to do
yeah,
something. And that's why the advocacy for research and for awareness and whatever it is so, so important.
yeah. I'm looking forward to a panel I'm going to be on right after the summit. It's with
Uh-huh.
Bristol Myers Squibb.
Oh,
Um,
good.
it's dealing with, I gotta see what I wrote down. It's dealing with a few, I don't know how many of us are going to be there, but they planned it to uh, take place the Monday after the summit in Washington,
Okay.
D.C.
Okay.
Um, and they want to hear our stories, and then the discussion is going to be how to incorporate technology into helping with research, like via the iPhone or the Apple Watch or
Uh-huh. Yeah.
things like that. So
Oh,
that'll be
that'd be great.
interesting.
Yes. Very, very, very. That's awesome. Yeah, and I didn't mention that, Melissa's and a couple are you just in that panel or are you in other pharmaceutical panel boards or is just
Uh,
that one?
well, it varies all the time.
Okay.
Um, that's Bristol Myers Squibb, GSK. I'm doing something with them too. I don't
Uh-huh.
remember. I don't remember what.
It's okay.
Um,
Girl, I can't remember what I did 5 minutes ago, let alone, a year ago. Uh, and so you mentioned that you did the customer review. I did that this past, oh my God, when was I in DC? Was it September? Oh my God, I don't remember. But I
yeah,
did it too. Was it September? This past, is that when they do it around September?
I think so. I always do it online.
Okay, you do it online. I actually went and sat in a room with all the, like, the doctors that had
I
it.
want to do that next time. I wasn't well. I wasn't feeling very well at the time, so I opted to do it from home.
Right. I think Terry also did it online from home. But I was very blessed and honored that I got the experience. I got to experience that, so I went. It wasn't easy, and I
Mm-mm.
remember just stressing over it and stressing over it. And no, you know what? It was November. You know why? Because I had to get it done before I left to Cabo for my birthday trip.
Okay.
So it was November. And so I remember stressing over it. But you know what? It wasn't as hard as I thought it was. I mean, yeah, it was a lot of reading, a lot of, and understanding all that terminology. But it wasn't, once I got there, and, I'm looking at it as a patient customer review. I'm not them doctors. So I let them do their part. And I just spoke, how I felt about, that whatever.
Well, yeah, we're supposed to just deal with the impact statement.
Right,
But to
right,
do that, you have to get a general gist of
right,
the whole proposal, which
right.
is can be very, very challenging.
Yes. Yes. And it was
Yeah.
a lot of reading. But I did great and I loved it. And they asked me, would you come
Good.
back? And I'm like, sure, why not?
Good. Good. Well, they need
Okay,
people to
so
do that.
yes, yes, they do. So Tony asked, how do you become, and Tony, I'm sorry, honey, I don't know what you're trying to say. Oh, she says, how did you get so involved and become an advocate? So I'm
Um,
assuming she's asking, I don't know, are you asking both of us or you're asking Melissa? Let me know. But I'll let Melissa answer that question. So she goes, how did you get so involved and become an advocate?
I just kind of fell into it after I went through all the poor me stage. And I didn't die within 3 to 5 years and was feeling grateful for that. Then I started, and I went to a Hope Summit,
Mm-hmm.
which anyone that hasn't gone really needs to try to go. And
Yes.
it that inspired me. And from there, I got some opportunities to do some advocacy work. And so I grab it anytime I get an opportunity.
Yeah. Yeah. And she said for both. Well, Tony, I was just in the same boat like Melissa. When I was diagnosed, I was a basket case. I was a hot mess. And I was given only 18 months and I was diagnosed with stage 3B. And after that, I actually, Barbara, one of the girls that she comes in from New York to DC, Alyssa, she saw my video and reached out to Katie, who does a Hope Summit. They reached out to me. I went to the Hope Summit, and when I went to the Hope Summit, I learned so much. I met so many people, and that gave me hope. And right there is when I decided. Well, I when I was diagnosed, I remember telling my husband, I don't know what I got to do, but I got to do something to bring awareness. I have to, I want to be that voice for lung cancer because we're in the bottom of the totem pole. And then when I went to the Hope Summit, that's when kind of like doors open for me. And then
Yep.
I think like yeah, that's what, so when you go to the Hope Summit, it kind of like opens the door for you. And then, I mean, you don't have to, you could do advocacy work, with longevity or with lung force, or I also work with Lung Cancer Foundations of America. So there's a bunch of us that help out and do advocacy for all these organizations. So, you know, whatever opportunity opens. But if they reach out to you or if you see something like in Longevity's page, sometimes Katie Brown or someone will put on there, they're looking for this or they're looking for that. And if you're
Right.
interested, and then, you say, I ain't
Let her
me,
know.
yeah, you have to let her know. But that's in all of them. That's, I think, Lung Force page. There's another lung cancer support group. They post stuff on there. So you just have to be in these groups and just, and make sure your notifications on. So when they post, you get notified. So you won't miss those opportunities. I mean, it's great. We need more people to help Melissa and I and the rest of us, to advocate, to bring awareness. and to let people know this is the face of lung cancer, and we matter too. So if you're interested, Tony, that would be great. You could go on Longevity's website, Lung Force. What's the other? There's a bunch of them. Lung Cancer Foundations of America,
Well,
the
Bonnie
Bonnie,
Adario. Well,
yeah, the Bonnie Adario.
they just joined forces with I forget, Lung Cancer Alliance.
Okay,
They
that's
just
another one. Yep, Lung Cancer
Yeah,
Alliance.
yeah. Well, they and Bonnie Adario are now one. Did you see
Okay,
that? But
yes.
anyway, what is it? I forget, Go To or something. Now it's easy. It's easy to find online.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
but you get involved in these, and like Juanita said, uh, doors open up for you when you network at places like
Yeah.
Longevity, and you meet people, and they may give you a call sometime because they
Yes.
need you for this or that, or to
Right.
interview, or whatever. I attract a lot of attention and got a lot of attention simply because I'm going on 14 years.
Right.
And
That's amazing.
but the downside of that, as I said before, is, and Juanita touched on too, is seeing others go before me, young women. It's just
Yeah,
heartbreaking.
it
We
is.
lost Matt this year, which just broke my heart, all of our hearts.
Yeah.
Uh, and it's
We
hard.
lost we lost Mark, and we just recently lost Regina.
Yes, yes,
Regina was a shock. She was a shock.
yes,
She was posting on the lung cancer, I mean, on the cruise, and she was like, "Oh, this looks like fun," and she wanted more details. It looked like she was interested, so she was like, to me, I was like, "Oh, she's gonna go. She's making plans to go," never knowing that, and that I think that really got me down. I've been down
yeah.
for a few days,
It
but
does. It does. I know when Dirk, who was another Rhett person,
hmm
passed away, it really hit me hard because
yeah,
he and I were like on the same kind of drugs, and I just seemed to do better than he did. Um, but we went with Chris to the Pro Bowl, and we had that time together. That was a lot of fun.
that's good.
But it
Yeah,
wasn't too long after that he passed away. So,
yeah, and
and
yeah.
that
So
just makes you want to fight harder, right?
yes, yes, and that's why I do these Facebook Live interviews to because everyone's story matters and everyone's story is important. It could help somebody out there, and that's why I do it. And to just to bring awareness and hopefully the right person, the important people, whoever sees these videos and says, "Hey, this girl got something going. Okay, well let's keep fighting. Help me fight. Come on, we need more funding, research. Just something. And that's just me because I hate sometimes going on Facebook and seeing that we lost somebody, and it just puts me really down. But um, yesterday, I go to church on Wednesday night for service, and my pastor was talking about, you know, he was talking about when his grandfather was dying of cancer. He said, I prayed, I fast, I did everything, prayed for a miracle, prayed for healing, did everything, fasting, everything. And he goes, and my grandfather still died. And he says, I thought I did something wrong. He goes, I thought maybe I didn't pray right, or I didn't do something right, and he was so
Yeah.
devastated. And that's how I felt with my mom and I didn't lose my mom. Well, my mom is a two-time cancer survivor. She died of a massive heart attack and stroke when I was when I was in Jamaica, actually, but I made it in time to say
Oh,
goodbye. But I was, I remember, I had my Bible and I'm praying with the Bible and reading Bible scriptures. I mean, healing scriptures, and just praying and praying and praying. And I says, restore her heart, bring her back. But, my pastor said, we pray, but we have to understand that if it's their time to go, that's God's will. It's their time to go. And so they've done their purpose on earth. So like for us, you and I, Melissa, that are still here, Well, there's a reason why we're still here, because
Exactly.
he chose us to do what we're doing, advocacy, or it could be whatever. And so he chose us, and I'm very honored and I'm very thankful and grateful. But at the same time, I'm like, well, Regina was only 45, and that's,
Yeah.
it breaks my heart. But if it was her time to go, then it was her time to go. And we all the praying we did, but I can't remember exactly word to word what my pastor said, but it was along that line somewhere. He goes, and no matter how much we prayed for them, but it was her time to go, and so God is like, it's their time to go. I'm sorry, this is how it is, and He takes them home. And then my husband's like, he told me, I was telling him that and crying to him on the phone on my way home, what my pastor was saying, and he said, it's because we're selfish. They're sick and
Yes.
tired, and it's already, they're sick and tired, and they're at this point, you know what, just take me home. I'm going to heal them either on earth or in heaven, but they're going to be healed regardless. So he took them home and healed them, and they're in heaven, healed, beautiful, young, and healthy. But we're selfish. My husband says we want them here with us, and that is so true. That is so true.
Well, it is. And along my journey, I almost died twice. I need to write a book. I've been working on a blog, and there's just so much to tell that I get overwhelmed. But I collapsed in front of our whole school on December 18th, 2012. I'll never forget. And here I had a pericardial fistula, which I don't even know what that is. My heart stopped beating. There was fluid around my heart. And my children were told, my family was told I wasn't going to make it through the night. So, but I did for some ungodly, that was another miracle.
Yes. Amen.
So I had that. I was hospitalized along the way with failure to thrive because the side effects just almost killed me. And that can happen too. And my youngest son would make me protein. I was in the hospital. He'd make me protein shakes, and he'd put the straw in my mouth. If I talk about it, I'll cry. And pretty much made me live. But because I remember at that time, I was saying, take me. I told my mother, I just want to die. And, but I'm still here. So I just feel it's my obligation. Well, it's my privilege to try to help other people. And, if you have any newly diagnosed viewers here this evening, and Juanita knows this, try to get to a lung cancer specialist, a doctor that just deals in lung cancer alone.
Yes.
And we love our community. We love our community oncologists. And I love my community oncologists. They deal with all kinds of different cancers. And the research is exploding so much in lung cancer right now, which is why we need to fight for the dollars. That it's hard for the local oncologists to keep up with everything that's going on, whereas the specialists, most of them, should know. And it shocks me when I find out that there's doctors in places in this country that don't even do biomarker testing for their patients. I'm a Lifeline mentor as well, and I was talking to this woman in California, and I asked her if she had the biomarker testing done, and she said, "What's that?"
Oh my goodness.
And then she talked to her doctor. She called me back, and he said, "Oh, well, I don't need that."
Oh.
Yep. And I told her, I said, "You need to go to a lung cancer specialist."
Yes. I'm so glad you told her.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
And so, so anyone that's watching out there, take Melissa's advice. If you know anyone that was just diagnosed with lung cancer, or if you yourself are a newly diagnosed lung cancer patient, I don't mean to put doctors down, don't get me wrong, other oncologists, but she's right. An oncologist deal with, you need that specialist, lung cancer specialist, because the other ones, they deal with all different types of cancers, and they don't always know. But shame on him. They shouldn't.
My oncologist was very happy I went to see a specialist.
Good.
He told
Good.
me
Yeah.
he learned from me going to that specialist.
Good. Yeah.
So
Right. It's just, yeah, biomarker people. Remember that word. So if you ever meet someone that was just diagnosed with lung cancer, remember this word, biomarker testing. That's the first thing that comes out of your mouth if you meet someone. Oh, I was diagnosed with lung cancer. Biomarker testing. Get the biomarker testing done. Remember that word and make sure you let people know, because that is very, very important.
right, we've
Very
shifted
important.
away from the genetic mutation terminology and are going with the biomarker
Yes.
terminology now.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So anyway, so Lisa from Chicago, she said, "Hi, beautiful ladies," and
Oh,
Tony
hi,
said, "Thank you
Lisa.
so much." Um, and Tony said, "Me, I haven't." So Tony, what do you mean you haven't had the biomarker testing? Let us know, because you need to get it done. When were you? Okay, if you don't mind typing, let us know when were you diagnosed, because that should have been done like as soon as you were diagnosed. So give us a little bit more information. So either she said no. So the Tony that's watching, Tony Parks, she, I guess, you have lung cancer. Am I correct? And she hasn't got the biomarker testing either. She was
How long
diagnosed
ago?
February 18th.
Okay, a couple months ago.
Yeah.
She needs to do that. She needs
Yes.
to
You
tell.
need to do
Yeah.
that. Tony, can you tell us why they haven't done the biomarker testing? Can you type in there and let us know why? In the comments. I'm very curious, because that should have been done. I mean,
Yeah.
unless I think all doctors, all oncologists should know about biomarker testing. I really do, Melissa.
Well, I do too, but they don't. I mean,
They
you and I,
don't.
we go to these conferences and we hear these top doctors speak, and we're lulled into this mindset that okay, everybody knows this, but you talk to
They
people
don't.
around the country, they don't. They
She
don't.
said, she said stage 4 last February. He said I was rested. She was rested. What do you mean by you were rested? Do you know what she means by that?
No, I can't
He
see the
said
comments.
yeah, he said, well, she said that her oncologist or doctors said that she was rested.
I don't even know what that means.
Me either. What does he mean by rested, Tony? This is ridiculous. I want to know what this means, because I don't know. I never heard of that. So while Tony gives us her answer, Melissa, share with the viewers what continues to give you hope with lung cancer.
Well, seeing the specialist I see, and that's another way you get opportunities. Um, and having him tell me that there's other drugs in the pipeline
Mm-hmm.
coming down for my mutation, because as we all know, for most of us, there comes a point in time where our meds don't, uh, they just stop working,
Yeah.
and the cancer finds its way around.
Mm-hmm.
So that gives me hope, because right out of the horse's mouth, he tells me drugs are coming down the pipeline. That's what you get when you see a specialist for
Yeah.
your specific biomarker.
Mm-hmm.
And
So
there's a lot
Tony, yeah.
happening.
So Lisa said maybe she meant tested, and she goes, I meant tested, not rested. So she
Oh,
was tested. She was tested for EGFR. So are you
see,
EGFR, or what other, or they just test you for EGFR? Because they should have tested you for ALK, EGFR, and then for other mutations. So let us know, are you EGFR, or what did they test you for? Because don't I remember they tested me for other stuff besides EGFR,
well,
right, Melissa?
back in 2005 they didn't. Back in
Right.
2005 they tested me, but just for EGFR.
Okay. Yeah.
And it was Dr. Engelman at Massachusetts General who
Uh,
discovered my mutation in, I think it was 2010.
okay. What happened? Okay, well, I'm Facebook Live. My husband says I have to. Okay. All
Tell
right,
Steve you were
guys.
talking to me.
I know, no, I'm talking to my husband.
Oh,
Okay. All right, guys. Well, if there's not any more questions, I can't even talk. Thank you all for tuning in and listening to Melissa. If any of you guys have any more questions or you want to get with Melissa, ask her any questions about, she's read. So if anyone out there that's read and or need information, please reach out to her, message her through Messenger on Facebook, or you can reach out to me and then I can let her know. Melissa, thank you so much for doing this last minute. I truly appreciate it.
that's my pleasure. It was fun.
Yes, yes, it was fun. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I will see you in a couple weeks in DC.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, well, again, thank you. You have a great night. God bless you, and I love you, and I'll
Okay.
see you soon.
Love you too. Thank you for
Okay,
having me.
sweetheart. Okay, you're welcome. Okay, bye. Bye, everybody.
Bye.